What's happening, Who Dat Nation? The Saints have made their 40th overall pick in the second round, and they have selected a stud out of Notre Dame, Isaiah Foskey. And now this is a really interesting pick, and I'm going to get into all of my analysis and break it down for you with all of my thoughts, our draft details, and a heck of a lot more. But before we get to that, I need you, Who Dat Nation, to grade the pick for me. I want you to grade the pick of Isaiah Foskey because I personally am a fan of it. I think that this was a big position of need. I think it was a sneaky position of need, and I think that this is a move that the Saints should have definitely made, and I've been talking about it all offseason long. I've been talking about it for weeks now at this point. Go get defensive tackle, go get edge rusher, no matter what in the defensive line or in the NFL draft. And they did that, and I'm so glad that they did. Grade the pick for me, A, B, C, D, or F. I'm going to give you my pick or my grades for the pick here later on in tonight's video whenever we break down all of the draft grades and all of the picks. So I'm going to just give you guys a second to grade the pick for me. And by the way, just bear with me. I ask you to just bear with me here for a moment. I'm producing. I'm trying to give you guys the content. I'm trying to look at the script, look at the notes, make everything happen while always also talking. So just bear with me. I hope you guys understand. We are still here to give you the best content. And in terms of scouting Isaiah Foskey, he was Notre Dame's all-time leading sack leader, which is freaking awesome. Like, that is a sneaky cool thing about him. He has a very high effort and a ton of hustle, and that's something that I love in this kid. And I think that he'll be a great fit for Dennis Allen. I think he'll be a great fit for this locker room and this team. He has some good power, and he will win with that. And he has an unusually high sack rate sack conversion rate, which is highlighted by cleanup sacks on film. And in terms of the sacks that he was able to put up for the Fighting Irish last year, 11 sacks, 14 tackles for a loss, 45 tackles, and 0 forced fumbles. Isaiah Foskey could be one of those players that is really, really good and could be a very intriguing player opposite of Cameron Jordan. And in terms of what the Athletics' Dane Brugler had to say about Foskey, he said this. He said, Foskey needs to be more consistent versus the rush and his pass rush. His pass rush arsenal lacks variety. However, he has promising traits, and his play speed and nonstop hustle raise his floor as an NFL player. He projects an impactful sub-package rusher as a rookie with the talent to develop into a full-time edge rusher. Now, I think that this is somebody who will fit very well for the New Orleans Saints, and he's somebody that Dennis Allen is going to love having in his locker room. He's going to come in. He's going to bring that lunch pail to work. He's going to put his nose to the grindstone, similar to Brian Brzee, who was the number 29th overall pick for the Saints yesterday. And I think that Foskey could be amazing in terms of playing around Cameron Jordan, learning from Cameron Jordan, and then eventually potentially replacing Cameron Jordan, which I know we don't want to talk about. I know we don't want to think about, but it was a good pick if you ask me. Now, for his combine and his pro day, the results are as follows. The 40-yard dash at 4.58 seconds, 10-yard split at 1.49. The agility in his shuttle at a 4.41, three-cone drill 7.28. His vertical jump was at 34 inches, the broad jump at 10 feet 5 inches, and he threw up 22 reps on the bench press. And so I just want to kind of share my thoughts and break down a little bit more on these two selections, but I also need you guys to do me a favor. I need you to subscribe to the channel to get the best NFL draft coverage, the best Saints coverage, the most entertaining Saints coverage across the internet. We take a lot of pride here at Saints Now by Chat Sports in being Saints content by Saints fans for Saints fans. If you don't know anything about me, this is your first time watching one of our videos here at Saints Now by Chat Sports. My name is Trace Jarrett, and I grew up a Saints fan for as long as I can remember. I came out the womb bleeding black and gold, and I have had a dream to work around and to talk about the Saints for as long as I could remember. So please subscribe, support what we're doing here, and help me out by subscribing. It goes a very long way, and it allows me to continue to give you guys awesome content all throughout the year. Best part about it, it's 100% free. So for Brian Brzee and Isaiah Foskey, I have been saying this like I said a little bit ago. I've been saying this for weeks. Whether you go and address defensive tackle or edge rusher with that number 29 overall pick, you have to address the other one, but with either the second or third round pick. And I really am happy about this pick because Isaiah Foskey is a talented player. There's a lot of upside. He had a lot of sack production for the Fighting Irish last year, which is something that the Saints didn't necessarily have a ton of, at least until the latter half of the season. And I think that that could be a really good boost for the Saints defensive line. And as we know, I don't think that Foskey or even Brzee will have too much pressure on them because the Saints like to rotate their offensive line, or the defensive line, excuse me. They like to rotate their defensive line with all of the different players and get all of them different reps so that way they can get a ton of different looks and a ton of different production. And I think that this is a great move. And when you take a look at the draft profile for the New Orleans Saints, they selected Bryan Brzee with the number 29 overall pick. The Saints now have now they have 6 selections left. They have one more left today unless, barring a trade happens. But right now, as it stands, they have one more pick left at number 71 overall. Please, Tyjae Spears. Please go get Tyjae. And New Orleans signed Derek Carr as their starting quarterback this offseason. That's not new information. That's what we all know. Unless you've been living under a rock, you knew that Derek Carr was our quarterback. And so for the draft needs, you see the defensive tackle position is listed or is green. They addressed it. Edge rusher, also they addressed that. Unfortunately, it's not green because I got in here too quick and, I was so excited and so eager to start talking ball with you guys that they didn't even get a chance to update the graphics. So, that's how it be. But Isaiah Foskey, once again, guys, I am really, really excited about this pick. The only other option I may have wanted to take was go and get Brian Branch because I think that was a sneaky need for the Saints. But I honestly think that was more of a luxury pick for New Orleans, whereas getting Isaiah Foskey addresses a position of need right this second, and it gets you a player that's going to make an impact today. Starting day one. And so, Who Dat Nation, I need you to let me know. I need you to weigh in and sound off and show off your football intellect because Saints fans are some of the smartest out there. That's no mystery. We are the black and gold for a reason. The gold is number one. So that is why I know that Saints fans are number one. Show off your football intellect. Show off how smart you really are. Who do you want the Saints to draft next at number 71 overall in the 3rd round? I know I personally really want Tyjae Spears. I think he's a player that is a generational talent that will make a big difference for the Saints for years to come. I think that is a phenomenal move. It addresses a position of need, but there's also intriguing players in the safety position. There's some cornerbacks. There's linebackers. Drew Sanders is still available out of Arkansas, and that's my guy. As you know, an Arkansas alum. I would love to have Drew Sanders come and play for New Orleans. But again, Who Dat Nation, who do you want to draft next? Before we get on out of here, take one more second, hit the thumbs up icon, hit the sub button, turn on your notifications because we still got tons of videos for you guys throughout the rest of the day. Who Dat Nation, y'all stay golden. I hope you have a wonderful draft day too. Thank you for being patient with me as I produced, hosted, and tried to do everything for this video. Y'all stay golden. We'll see you later.